So this is how the bed looks now. No headboard, desk to the right. So yeah, we're looking to upgrade this situation. And so I'm doing my headboard a little differently. I'm basically super DIYing it. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I trust myself, as should you. Typically, you would want your foam to be bigger than your board. I got this foam from Home Depot, and when I read the measurements, I'm pretty sure that 2 of them was supposed to cover the inches of this board. I'm still gonna go ahead and work with it, but if I was you, I would make sure my foam is bigger than whatever piece of wood, pegboard, whatever that I'm working with. But I did it pretty small. This is small since it's a floating headboard, so I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sure we'll be fine.
It was at this moment that he knew.
So I decided I wasn't really okay with that, so I actually cut a piece of the mattress topper that's on my bed, and I'm just gonna kind of make little strips and try to get it to go all the way around. I'm actually moving soon, so it's not a big deal for me. And when I say DIY, y'all, I really mean DIY, like finding stuff in my house to make what I want, period. So I kind of see now why someone maybe wouldn't use a pegboard. A pegboard has certain dimensions. The number of holes and stuff like that could kind of throw you off when you're doing something like this, because then you have to fall into those numbers. If it's an even amount of holes, you'll never find a true middle, stuff like that. Like there won't be a hole directly in the middle. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. If this doesn't work for you, of course you can measure it out at all costs, you know. So I think I am gonna go ahead and measure, but I'm just gonna make it even across the top part. So I've decided on how many I want to do. You have to think about that. I want to do 5, 4, 5. That's a total of 14 buttons. So that's what you have to think about too when you're talking about price. I think the more you have, the classier it looks. It's a smaller headboard and a floating headboard, so I'm not really tripping. So here I measured out with a tape measure, just 10 inches apart. I wanted 5 on the bottom, 5 on the top. I measured the space in between the 2 rows to get the middle row and did the same thing. Once I lay all my X's out and I have my roadmap, we're just gonna go ahead and take some scissors and we're gonna cut down into that foam. The big mistake I made was I did not cut far down enough. With this pegboard, you need to cut, if you're gonna do it my way with the dresser knobs and everything, you need to cut all the way down through to the foam until you see a hole showing through. So here I'm all hyped because I'm almost there. We're getting to the fun part. But this is even more so where I say, guys, you need to see the holes. You need to see the holes all the way through. I made that mistake. I'm using dresser knobs straight from Walmart. This is probably the most expensive part of your project, like I said before. Depending on how many knobs, buttons, or whatever you need, this will be expensive. Like I said, I had a little bit of difficulty. I was sweating, I was frustrated, I had to take a walk, I had a breakdown, I was calling my friends, my mom. But I'm showing you here, basically I was trying to get the knob to get all the way through all that foam and batten to that tiny little nail. And it just wasn't smart. So I did end up getting through it, but that's why I even say more so you need to see the hole. Make it easy for yourself. Last clip, I had to call in reinforcements because I'm literally sweating trying to do this headboard, and it is just crazy how much, you know, I bought the plywood thinking it was going to be easier for me. I didn't have an exact science to what I was doing, but I basically developed this method with a screwdriver and a skewer that you would use to barbecue. So I'm basically just gonna go through my wood, I'm gonna find a hole, stick my screwdriver through it, and just kind of open that hole up. I'm gonna push through now. I push through the fabric, the batting, everything, because I'm basically trying to push that fabric back through that hole and then cut it. So there's a hole there, the fabric is through. All you need to do is put the nail in and then screw the knob to the nail. That method gets everything out the way, so you're really just dealing with the nail and the knob. So I was so frustrated. This probably took me all together about 5 to 6 hours. I had to go back in and change some, pull some out so I could do that middle row. But finally I got it done, and this is what it was looking like. I think a different fabric would have gave me a much tighter look, but I really did like the way it came out. And now it's time to hang it on the wall. I ended up using just actually command strips because I wanted it to hang lower. But this wall hanging kit is super cheap, so you can hang it higher on the wall. It did stay up there, but I ended up moving it down later and just kind of securing it to the wall because I like it lower. I don't know, it just gives me a different vibe. Got these LED lights from Amazon. Everything I use will be linked in the description below. If you like the way it's coming out already, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Laugh with me, cry with me. Come on, somebody. But yeah, the LED lights just took it up to another level. I love the way they end up looking. And at night, I'm talking about a vibe. Like, it's really a vibe. So yeah, this is my finished product. Yeah, do you like this DIY? Comment below right now and let me know some of the DIYs and different things y'all are doing at home to stay occupied during quarantine. Thank you for watching. As always, dollars mean. Be sure to check out some of my other videos.